Welcome back to my channel. In today's sewing tutorial, I will show you how to cut a sewing pattern for an oversized jacket with notch collar. It's a very simple tutorial and is beginner friendly. If that's what you want to learn, make sure not to skip any part of this video so that you'll be able to learn one or two. Let's start with the tutorial. First, I'll be cutting the back pattern and I will use it for the front. Here I have my pattern paper at 18 by 45. 45 is the length and 18 is the width. Next, I'm going to mark shoulder to the waistline, and also I'm going to mark shoulder to the hip line. I'll go ahead and square this line out. Note that I'm using a half scale to illustrate this pattern, but all the measurements I'm giving you are all the actual full scale measurements. I hope you understand. So next I'm going to mark the neck width, which is 3 inches, and neck depth 1 inch. I'll go ahead and connect this line. Next, we're going to divide shoulder divided by 2. Whatever you have, mark it here. Mine is 7 inches. From that line, I'm going to come down 1.5 inches for shoulder slope. This is for all sizes. I'll go ahead and connect these two lines, and I'm going to extend it to the end of the fabric. So go ahead and extend it. Remember what we have, the width we have is 18 inches. Next, I'm going to square this line like this, make a 90-degree like that, as you can see me do, and I'm going to drop it on the waistline. Also, that is the width of the sleeve. On the waistline, I'm going to divide bust divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches. I'll mark it. I will square this down to 3 inches. This is for me not to have a sharp edge when I'm connecting the sleeve. I'll go ahead and square the line down to that 3 inches I marked, and I'm going to connect it like this. Next, on the hip line, I'm going to divide hips divided by 4 plus 2.5 inches for ease. I'll mark it, and I also square it down 3 inches. The same thing, I'm going to drop the same thing I have on my hips on that place I squared out. This is just for me to have a nice silhouette, nothing serious. So I'm going to go ahead, whatever I have on the hip line, I'm going to minus 1 inch from that and mark it here. I'll go ahead and connect this like so. This is just the same way you shape a pencil skirt. That's what I'm trying to do. So here I'm going to connect the side seam like this. I'm going to curve this place, touching the 3 inches I came down with. I'll go ahead and connect it as you see me do. So I'll go ahead and cut this out. This will be the pattern for the back. So go ahead and cut this out like this if you're working with me. So this will be the sewing pattern for the back. I'll go ahead and use this back pattern to cut out the front. This is it after tracing it out. As you can see, this is the back. I'll set the back aside and we're going to work on the front. So I'll go ahead and label this front. Next, on the center front, we're going to be adding 3 inches to that for button stand and button cover. And I'm going to come down on the center front. I'll come down 7 inches. You can come down 9 inches if you want the v-neck to be open. I'll go ahead and connect the shoulder line to the line I came down with. you go ahead and extend that line like that, and that will be the break point. So remember, this is the waistline. Next, I'm going to extend this line like this, and I'm going to measure the neckline, the back neckline. Remember, this is the back. I'm going to take the measurement of the back neckline. Whatever I have, I'm going to impute that on this line. So this will be for the back neck. I'll go ahead and square this line out so that we'll be able to mark the width of the collar. So from here, I'm going to mark 5 inches for the collar width. You can reduce that if you want to, but you don't go less than 4 inches. I'll go ahead and connect this line like this. When you're cutting this out on your fabric, make sure you notch this place so that the neckline will sit properly. I'll cut out this place so that I'll be able to mark the notch collar. So go ahead and trim off this place like this, and I'm going to flip it back so that I'll see the design, how it looks on the neckline. Since I know how it's looking, I'm going to go ahead and mark for the notch collar. So I'm going to flip this over like this and make a notch collar, a false notch collar here. I'll go ahead and cut this out. So this is how it's going to look after cutting it. I'll go ahead and cut out the whole pattern. So if you fold it on the break points like this is how it's going to look. And this side is going to go to the back. Can you see? So you have a one-piece notch collar. I'll go ahead and cut the facing for this. So trace out facing from the center front as you see. So these are all my sewing pattern, the back pattern, the facing, and the main front pattern. We have come to the end of today's sewing tutorial. I'll see you guys in my next video. Make sure to notch this place like I told you guys. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell icon. See you in my next video.